Rain or shine, the efforts to campaign never slow down. And with Election Day on Tuesday, volunteers are pounding the pavement more than ever.
I have been door knocking since I was a little kid because I used to go with my dad.
Christina Kintop is quite familiar with door knocking in Superior and the personal effort it takes to campaign, saying she started knocking with her father, who is active in the Douglas County Dems since she was just 9 years old. She, along with many others, were door knocking their way through Superior on Sunday with the Harris Walls campaign. But Kintop says getting out there and knocking is more than just who you are voting for.
I just think it's really important for us to always be connected with our community. I think that's what makes communities strong and healthy, is to have those conversations and to know your neighbors, to get out into your community and hear the needs of your neighbors and your friends and your family.
Volunteers on the Republican side were also door knocking on Sunday. First-time knocker Colleen Fastnot was showing her support to her party and Republican House candidate Mark McGrew in the Piedmont area of Duluth. After retiring, Fastnot was excited to get out and campaign. She believes at the end of the day, no matter who you end up voting for, it's important to remind people they hold the right to vote.
We have people that have given their lives for this country, for our freedoms, for our ability to get out and vote. There's people in other countries that do not have that right to vote. And so we need to get out there and make our voices heard.
Both have received positive responses from the community when it comes to going door to door and engaging with others, saying people prefer to speak one-on-one.
People have a better understanding of maybe where you're coming from or where they're coming from.
Having someone actually care enough to show up does make a huge difference.
In Duluth and Superior, Isabella Zadra, Northern News Now.